I'm Rebecca Douglas, and this is my informative speech for COMS 1030, and I unfortunately do not have an audience with me today. So how many of you use cursive handwriting in your daily lives? I'm guessing most of you don't, and if you do, it's to sign something. I learned cursive in the 3rd grade, and I use it every day, and I've also done research on cursive handwriting. A professor at the University of Washington wrote in an article for the Washington Post that even though we live in an era of technology, handwriting is still important, and that it's a faster way to express our ideas than typing on a computer. So today I will talk with you about how cursive handwriting is used in our history, our schools, and our daily lives. It is used in our history through our historical documents. It's currently on the decline in our schools but making a comeback, and it's a unique, expressive way to write in our daily lives. I will first begin with history. Cohen at history.com said that the first type of writing was done by the Romans, and then it was standardized in the 18th century. When our country was first coming to be about, if you could write in cursive, it showed your social rank. It was also used to record historical documents, like the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence. Now, if we can't read or write in cursive, then we cannot read these original documents, and that makes the originals lose their value. Cursive handwriting is also used in history through signatures, like the famous John Hancock signature on the Declaration of Independence, which is done in cursive. And Steinmetz from Time.com said that if you do not sign your name in cursive, it is easier to forge. And I can see that because I work at Kohl's and I see lots of signatures, and most people sign in print or they draw a squiggly line. So in the future, please sign in cursive. Cursive handwriting can also have a more personal history. This notebook is from 1932. It was my great-grandma's, and her classmates wrote poetry to her. And if we can't read this, we won't be able to use or see any of our relatives' personal items because they're all done in cursive. So today I've talked to you about how cursive handwriting is used in our history through historical documents, signatures, and personal history. I will now move on to cursive handwriting in our schools. It is currently on the decline but making a comeback. But Henderson, the D.C. Public Schools chancellor, says that she does not feel strongly about cursive handwriting, and she has other things to worry about. And most people take this stance because of technology and Common Core. Common Core does not require cursive handwriting in our schools, but it is making a comeback. NBC4i.com has an article about the current legislation trying to be passed in Columbus to put cursive handwriting back in our schools. Right now, you start learning cursive handwriting maybe in the 3rd grade, and after that, it's up to the teachers to decide if you use it. And I didn't use it in junior high or high school at all. And to get another perspective, I talked to a mom who homeschools her children. Her name is Cheryl Lucas, and she graduated from Ohio University with a degree in secondary education and a focus on math. She has 5 children, and they learn cursive in kindergarten, and they are required to use it after that. She uses the popular program for homeschooling moms called Abeka, and it's very similar to what I learned in school. She also thinks cursive handwriting is an expressive way to write. And with the current cuts in cursive handwriting and art in our public school system, children are running out of ways to express themselves. So although cursive handwriting is on the decline, it is making a comeback. So now I've discussed cursive handwriting in our history and in our schools, I will move on to our daily lives. And cursive handwriting can be used in any type of writing, and I use it every day because I journal and for anything related to school. For me, it's faster and a more unique way to write. We could also use cursive to write letters to one another, and most people don't do this anymore because we call, text, email, Skype, but we don't write letters, and letters can be more personal. This letter is from a relative to my grandparents, and it is done in cursive, and she ends with, "Good luck reading my writing," because it's in cursive. And because we don't write letters anymore, we won't be able to keep these personal things because we can't keep texts. You could also take a hobby that relates to cursive handwriting, like calligraphy. And calligraphy to me is just a really fancy way to write in cursive. And Jennifer Doverspike from thefederalist.com wrote an article about a group called Cursive Logic that says that when we write in cursive, it develops our style and voice, which then develops our personality. And because all of our personalities are different, all of our cursive handwritings are different. So you can use cursive handwriting in your daily life for everyday writing, writing letters to one another, and taking on a hobby like calligraphy. So I hope you have learned something today, and hope you consider using cursive writing. I've talked to you about how cursive writing was used in our history, our schools, and our daily lives. It's used in history through historical documents, signatures, and personal items. It is currently on the decline in our schools, but may come back through legislation and for the push from parents that want it. And you can use cursive handwriting in your daily lives through writing letters, everyday writing, and taking on a hobby like calligraphy. So would you consider using cursive handwriting more in your life? If we use it, it won't disappear, and we'll keep the value that we have from it. And everyone will have their own unique personal handwriting. And this is my citations list. Thanks.